Alright, this is a Martin backpacker, and I'm just demonstrating it for the fun of demonstrating it. I've had this particular backpacker since 1994, and I bought it when my daughter was 2 months old, I think, and she was in the hospital in Salt Lake City, Utah. We lived in Boise, Idaho at the time, and she was in the hospital there for about a month, and I went wandering around Salt Lake City to the music stores, and I bought this thing, and I ended up playing it in the hospital room. It was great for that. It's perfect because it's quiet. They make a lot of noise, and you can work on it. I mean, you can work out stuff on it. And yeah, it's not a real guitar. Doesn't sound really great, but what I like about a backpacker is it's almost a full-scale neck. So it's shorter, it's a 24-inch scale, I think. So it is shorter than even a double aught, but it's it's longer scale than some of my other. I have some smaller travel guitars. They have really short necks, and it's like playing a ukulele or something like that. And this one does make you stretch a little bit. And the things that I don't like about it, this is an early backpacker, like, one of the very first ones, I think, and it has a flat neck, no radius to the neck. And so it's a little tricky, and the fingerboard consequently is not as comfortable as I would like it to be. Because of the way it's built with no neck angle, the actions tend to be a little high on them. Mine has no shadow left, and it could go down a little bit lower, and I could probably get a little bit more radius out of it right there even, but the action's playable on it. It's extra light strings right now. It takes a minute to get used to because the strings are flatter across here, across the bridge than on a real guitar with a 20-inch radius or something like that on the saddle. So that does take a little bit of time to get used to, but I don't know. After the hospital episode, then I kept this in my work vehicle, and when I would go to work, when I was working a real job right then, I would sit out in the parking lot at lunch and eat a power bar, something like that, and I'd practice guitar for an hour. And I worked up a lot of my contest arrangements on this very backpacker, at least as far as the ideas, that I wanted and where I wanted to put notes and things like that. So the backpacker was great for that because it just fits in a little case, and I just leave it in the car. And it got a crack on the top, consequently, which is healed up pretty good right now. Humidity must be up. Then when we moved out to the ranch, I left it in the ranch truck for a year. Just threw it behind the seat, and when I'd be out in the pasture and had a little time, maybe I was waiting for the cows to come home or something like that, I could, practice a little bit. So here's the backpacker. Anyway, a lot of people complain about being hard to hold, but honestly, I don't find it that hard to hold. I mean, here I'm not even using my hand. What I have is I have it jammed into my thigh down here, and this arm just kind of sits on it, and you know, there it is. It's no different for me than an A-style mandolin, certainly an A-style octave mandolin, a bouzouki sort of thing. Man, those are awkward. This isn't that bad. You got to jam it on here. You've got to use your staff. That's part of it. But otherwise, you know, I can stand up and play, and I don't know, pretty comfortable to me. Doesn't sound really great, but it does let you put your fingers in the notes, and you can figure out stuff. You can work on your string chords. And you can get an idea of what you might do when you get back to your real guitar. It's pretty versatile. The neck's nice, round. Doesn't have a V in it, so you can do bar chords on it pretty comfortably. String chords. That's not a bad guitar.